Contrary to popular belief, this is not just rap music. This is life. So I offer you right now, life. Life. For every little black child, this is life. Life. For every single parent, this is life. Life. For every brother behind bars, this is life. Hold your head.
What's happening? Episode 39, Unmasked. Still glad to be here.
Yep.
You know what it is. Your boy Trez, a.k.a. the Barbarian. Before we even get started today and go any further, I want to take a shout out to my boy P. He's not with us right now, but we always with him. Much love. We support you, everything that you're going through.
Yes, sir.
We here with you through everything. We family. That's one love. That's respect. Now on with the show. The other half of the member of the Unmask'd crew, my boy Spins. What's happening with it, man?
What's going on?
Man, you got it. Talk to me.
We'll take a little page out of P's book and say "King to a guy."
You already know.
Everything's good, man. Happy to be here. I will say it is a blessing to be at number 39. Definitely appreciate the viewers. Thank you all for watching, continuously supporting us. One of our supporters, one of our favorite people is right here as a guest, Miss DC, because she'll be mad if I call her by a government name. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce her as DC. Love to have her around. Great personality. Go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself, DC.
What's up, everybody? People from Dallas actually call me DC, but also I go by Shannon Marie. I'm a chef. I do event marketing.
Okay, all right.
I've been in the industry for a little bit, and actually, just go ahead and put that plug out there in the world. This Sunday, actually, on October the 24th, I'm actually doing my first event in Dallas. So it's going to be an Insecure pop-up watch party. And of course, I have spins on the ones and twos.
Yeah. Shameless plug.
Let's
go.
go.
Ahead and throw that out there.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
But yeah, basically, I just want to get a bunch of Black creators in Dallas to collaborate with one another and to celebrate other Black creators. I grew up, Insecure has been something that's been important to me, and I know it's always cool to see representation and for Black females getting along with another and navigating this world in 2021 and so forth. So I just wanted to bring that type of energy to Dallas, and I'm just really thankful to have the opportunity to do so.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Love it. I am proud and happy to be able to be on the ones and twos for that event. It's going to be great. Remember, October 24th.
Glad to have you here today, DC.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, Trez.
So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get it started.
What's up with it, man?
Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
Hey, man, let them shine when they supposed to shine, man. Y'all know ain't no hate coming over here.
I understand.
Let them shine when they supposed to shine, but the season ain't over yet.
I get it. It's an extended season.
We ain't even halfway there yet. We about a third. So let them shine when they supposed to shine.
Agreed.
You just don't want to shine too early.
We'll take it.
You know what I'm saying?
All season
Shout
long.
out to them Dolphins. We trash right now. But you know what? Shout out to them Dolphins.
Hey.
I'm going to run my team all day. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get it together. It's early. I'd rather be trash early than trash later. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's go. We coming.
I already know.
We coming.
I already knew it was coming. Hey, shout out to the Cowboys. Starting off that season, right?
Let them shine early,
Got the big win. Loving it. I know I'm going to represent. So, that's how it go. But I wanted to, before we get into the football talk, I did want to kind of discuss what's going on in the preseason for the NBA. As you know, it's a shortened preseason. As a matter of fact, as we sit here, the NBA season is already tipping off, absolutely. So, I just kind of want to shift gears for a second. NBA, right? Preseason is a lot of different things going on.
My favorite sport.
Yeah, we know. Outside of boxing.
Yeah, let's go. Basketball, boxing, football.
So, as you know, I'm a Mavs fan, right?
Shout out to them Heat.
I'm gonna say shout out to them Lakers.
Oh,
Laker Nation is out here
If I would have known
strong.
that, we would have let you in the
yeah.
door.
Real strong.
You could have saved that for next week.
It's all
Oh,
good
damn.
though. We here.
Okay, let me ask you this.
God damn.
Are you a real, true Kobe fan?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you a real true Laker fan?
That's a better question. That's actually a better question.
I'm a Kobe fan 1, Laker Nation 2.
Because the Lakers got 2 of my favorite players. I will say that of all time.
Of all time.
Right now?
No.
Or just in
Oh,
general?
this-
Oh,
In
of
general,
all time. You said
of all time. Yeah,
okay.
the Lakers got 2, most
Who
definitely.
you saying? Magic Johnson?
Yeah, that's my first.
That's
He's
one
number
of them.
1.
Okay.
And?
The Bean, that Mamba.
Okay. yeah,
Okay.
Kobe,
Oh,
okay.
of course.
Yeah, of course.
I was just finna say LeBron or something like
Oh, he's not even in my top 5.
that. Oh, you gotta stop.
Nah, man.
I was about to go
You gotta
arcade and be like,
relax.
Kareem, who we
Nah.
talking?
Bron's not even in my top 5.
Let me ask you this though. So since we on it, real quick, I just gotta ask this question. You know, typically we do this segment here that I own. It's called True to the Game, which is 2 minutes, right?
Okay.
And we actually do a little piece. And I just want to ask this question. So we compare 2 different people or topics. Kareem or Shaq?
Shaq.
I'm going to go Shaq, too.
Shaq.
Just because of dominance.
Yep. Physical presence.
Yeah.
Okay.
It ain't Kareem was finesse. No disrespect to Kareem, but I need that Shaq on my team.
I'm going Kareem.
Shaq was a little finesse, too, though.
Skyhook, baby.
But it wasn't nobody trying to stop Shaq.
Exactly.
Wasn't nobody stopping that. Skyhook.
Wasn't, but they could try. Once you get Shaq in the middle, you first.
I mean,
off,
he's dominant,
yeah.
but I'm taking Kareem.
Shaq bringing rims down,
I'm just saying.
backboards.
Taking Kareem.
Well, it kind of depends. If you're talking about the NBA now, then you probably say Kareem.
No, we talking about the NBA now.
But you know, like
We're not
Shaq,
talking about the Converse days.
well, no, the only reason why I was saying that is because now, you know, it's not as physical. Back then, Shaq was getting
Well,
hacked. I mean,
right.
the whole hack of Shaq came from, you know.
Yeah.
from
And
him,
even when
so-
He couldn't shoot free
Kareem
throws
didn't play
either.
during the
Kareem could
physical
shoot.
era. He didn't play during the physical era either.
I
if-
take the only reason I say it, and this is why I choose Kareem, and I'll say this, and this is because number one, he was taller than most people, right? It was hard to guard that. Then he's already, again, the skyhook, it was hard to guard.
It
So
was.
it's one of those things that's like he pioneered a move and an actual shot that couldn't be touched.
That's
so
kinda-
even in that era or even now, it's not one of those things you just easily when you got the technique, you're not
Right.
challenging that.
I agree, but that skyhook kind of like the jab.
And no.
Shaq kind of like Tyson Fury. He's gonna keep putting that body on you. By the 7th round, that jab ain't worth shit no more.
Usually
that
I'm the one
skyhook wearing out.
I'm the one who
Exactly.
I'm usually the one who transitions. He took over for that. He
No,
tried to
I didn't
transition.
even know. I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
No, I mean, I just thought I'd ask since we were on the topic of the Lakers,
Nah,
NBA. I just
Shaq wear
thought
you down, man. 4
NBA
quarters,
royalty, right?
4 quarters, Shaq can wear you down.
Okay,
Exactly.
That
All right.
skyhook gonna turn into an air ball by the 4th quarter.
I don't know. I mean, who's gonna
Okay.
stop him? Like,
Right.
what defensive player you can think of that can stop him?
4 quarters.
Honestly, if you're talking about in the end, like I've seen him literally do one of those things where you just basically like run the ball all the way down the court as a center,
Right.
like you a point guard. I've seen it. I don't think
I
Kareem
think
could do
Shaq.
that.
I think
So I do
Shaq
give him
started
credit.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay.
But I still say Kareem. I'm just gonna be honest.
Shout out to the Diesel.
Yeah. So I mean, preseason, a lot of things happen, and the reason why I keep mentioning the preseason is because one of the topics that's pretty prevalent and is currently very, very prevalent, and we're still talking about it, is Kyrie's decision. And shout out to Spider because I see you got the Brooklyn Milwaukee game on behind me, so definitely showing that love. Kyrie Irving, right? Refused to take the vaccine.
Yeah, man.
Millions and millions and millions of dollars on the table.
Yeah, man.
And
A lot of money.
I'm not taking the vaccine. So I have my thoughts. I wanted to hear from you first, DC. And the reason why is because I know we've had conversations in the past about taking the vaccine, things of that nature, and how it affects your everyday, right? So, I want to hear from you first and your thoughts.
Okay. Well, I'll first say that I took it because in January of this year, actually, my mom had a heart transplant. So for me, it was more of a decision about if I'm going to be around my mom to help her and being a transplant patient, you take immune depressants, so that makes it even more dangerous. So I took it because I knew I did not want to put her in a position to be harmed by COVID. My viewpoint on the whole situation with Kyrie, I think is interesting because I think he's not fighting against the vaccine. He didn't say he was anti-vax or anything like that. He's just bringing attention to the topic of a mandate that is put in by the state government. And with that being said, he wants people to bring the consciousness to, do the government have the right to tell people what to put in their body? And then also, if people want to have the right to choose what they put in their body, the consequences is, if you don't take it, then you don't have a job. So I think he's trying to bring that attention to that topic. I don't think he's trying to say, oh, I'm against vaccines and so forth. And then not to mention, as an African American, our history with vaccines has not been a good record either. So I think what he needs to do, and like he expressed himself, he was just like, when the season was starting, everything was okay. We already knew what was going to happen. And then now this mandate comes in, and now y'all want me to just change up everything after I had already had in my mind that, hey, I'm going to be able to play. I'll take all the precautions, do all this, the testing and so forth. So I think he just want to take time to learn up more about it and to bring attention to the situation. And I wouldn't be surprised if later on he comes and say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and decide to take the shot.
Right. Here's where I challenge that. And I'll say this, Kyrie is, a forward thinker, but I don't tend to agree with a lot of the flat earth motherfuckers. So for me, I'm looking at it as, are you always in the space of challenging what you? It's okay to have your own opinion, but are you always in the space of challenging?
He's a free
Is there something? Yeah, is there something in you that just because I got to go to the left? You know what I mean? That's just kind of how I think about it. And I have other thoughts, but Trez, go ahead. What are you thinking?
Well,
what are your thoughts?
To get on what you were saying, the reason he does what he does right now is because he's able to.
That's a good point.
He's in a situation that even if he sits out this whole season,
because he already made millions.
He's already made millions.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even if he's sitting out this whole season, he may not be getting no money from the NBA, but people still buying them Kyries.
Right. I got some on.
Well, interject. He is still getting paid. He gets paid for all the games outside of New York.
If he plays.
No.
No, period.
No, he doesn't get paid for the ones that is in New York, but the away games he'll still be getting paid. So he's gonna get paid at least $17 million.
Yep. And that, it just further, because you don't necessarily, what am I gonna lose if either way? And I get it. My thing is, like I said, are you always in the space of challenges? You got to think about it. I'm looking at it.
The thing with it, I'm not mad at Kyrie.
I'm not either.
You know what I'm saying?
But I have to ask the question, right? I got to,
Right. I'm not mad at him.
I get it.
Like, that just kind of, he's making a hell of a stand right now.
I agree.
He's making a hell of a stand.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it makes sense the way he's going about making his stance, I may not agree with the full route that he's going about the stance.
Right.
But he's making a hell of a stance right now. You know what I'm saying? Because he's at the end of the day, I think there's going to be a lot of contradiction in what he's doing. Because Kyrie's going to end up playing. Shit. You know what I'm saying? He's going to end up playing in New York. He's going to end up playing
somewhere.
Nah, he's going to end up playing, period.
Yeah. No,
Before the season's over, Kyrie will not be able to play. He's not going to be playing every other game.
I'll be honest with you. I don't necessarily think he'll be. If he plays, he won't be in the Brooklyn Nets uniform. You got to look at it from this perspective.
That remains to be seen. The thing is, he's a headache, man.
Right. That's my point.
And he thinks to the left, but he probably always thought to the left. He's probably always an outside thinker. But now he's able to voice his opinion more. Why? Because he's in that position. Why? Because he's a rare talent.
He is talented.
He's more than talented, bro. He's a Hall. Even if Kyrie stops playing right now, he's a Hall of Famer.
Nah.
Yes. Kyrie, at the end of the day, is probably one of the best point guards that we'll ever see playing basketball.
I don't think he's
the way he finishes around the rim, the way he handles the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like his shot, he's a Steph Curry killer.
I mean, I have to kind of agree with that statement. Like Kyrie is that person. Everybody
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Fame. His godfather is Rod Strickland.
Yeah.
The way he finishes around the rim, bro, you be like, that shit ain't.
I'm not saying
must
he's not
see
talented.
TV.
I don't think I don't want to discredit that piece, but he's not a Hall of Fame.
Who hit that shot? Who hit that shot with
LeBron?
Yeah.
Who
hit
got
that?
him there?
But
Who got him there?
But
It wasn't LeBron. I mean, excuse me, it wasn't Kyrie.
No, it was both of them. LeBron
It was definitely LeBron.
LeBron left the crib
Hold on.
to go back to Cleveland because he knew Kyrie was there first.
True.
I say this.
True.
I get that piece.
He knew what Kyrie was going to be.
I
You know what?
understand that.
If you think about it,
like this, but hold on. But think about it like this. You say that, right? But did they not bring in other pieces? Did they not bring in the Kevin Love?
Kevin Love was already there.
Kevin Love came once LeBron came back.
Well, he's already there.
No, he came once.
Yeah,
LeBron
no,
came
you're
back.
right. You're right.
But I'm saying,
but no, let me check it out. Kevin Love, that's a minor piece. About
he's not a minor piece.
He's a minor
We're
piece.
talking about a walking double-double.
Okay, he's not a minor piece, but he's not that.
So let's bring it back.
So check this out.
So hold on, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back for a second, if you don't mind. Let's bring it back. So the point I'm trying to make here, right? We know Kyrie is an outstanding talent.
Outstanding.
And there's no doubt that he had a huge piece to play in the championship that they brought to Cleveland. Right? I just don't think he's Hall of Fame.
He's a Hall of Famer.
And the reason being is because we all know that the way that the world works is he's going to have so many burnt bridges with the teams that he's had.
That's true.
Also, with this new COVID. Think about, and I don't want to take it off subject with NBA.
What about Bill Russell?
Bill Russell, 11 rings.
Right, but what about the stance that he took?
But he took the stance in a civil rights.
But it's just different. Like, this isn't like the thing is at the end of the day, check this is the way I look at it. Like right now, it's still a lot of undetermineds. So what if at the end of the day, like all of these jobs, like they had the mandate, that just came out with all the jobs. So let's just say at the end of the day, this mandate shit that they required, this shit gets reversed. Now you're not required all of a sudden to have the shot.
Okay.
How's Kyrie look?
I mean, he's gonna look like the hero. He stood up for himself. He did. I get it, but that's not gonna happen.
We're not there yet. You don't think there's gonna be some reverse? At the end of the day,
because by the time that happens, let me say this: by the time that happens, more than likely they would have gotten the number that they need of people vaccinated. Let's just be real. That's wrong or right?
Possibly.
If there's any change to whatever mandate that is currently, or whatever, and that could be state to state. Every state is different. There will be the number that they need as a state or a federal government for them to come back and say, all right, don't worry about it. We good. That's the only way I feel like it gets reversed.
This is a remain to be seen.
I get it. I get it. This is a
I'm not mad at Kyrie.
I'm not mad at him either. But I do have this piece.
And real quick, and if you notice, the NBA all of a sudden took it off for them.
Yes. Adam Silver.
And they put it on New York all of a sudden.
Yes, they did.
You noticed that?
I did notice it.
Just to say something real quick, you noticed all of a sudden the NBA it's not an NBA mandate all of a sudden. Now New York just requires it. So if New York allows it,
I did notice
if New York allows it, what about California?
Well, that's how they get away with the Bradley Beal situation because he's not vaccinated
DC. Yeah, and he's in DC.
But they ain't talking about Bradley Beal. Right.
Well, they bring it up.
Not like Kyrie, though.
No, I'm talking about they brought it up to Adam Silver saying that, do you think that this is fair? But it's like, this whole situation is not fair.
Yeah. I get it.
And it's a liberal state. You got to think where Kyrie's playing.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? Brothers, you think about, and DC, I'm kind of glad you made that analogy. I know that when you talk about a mom, there's nothing that can compare to a mom. We're talking about brothers and sisters, things like that, right? They extend from the mom. But when you look at a brotherhood that the NBA is, right? You are going out every single night, playing your heart out, right? Leaving it all on the court. From a basketball standpoint, it looks like this guy is the worst teammate ever, right? And just hear me out, right? It looks like he's the worst teammate ever. He's an asshole because this is continuous bullshit. Every team that he goes to, And then you go to the part where it's bigger than basketball, and you look at it like, okay, this man has a right to stand his own, stand on his own 10 toes, and make sure he makes the right decision for his health, his body, and however he thinks, right? I get it. As somebody that is fully vaccinated, I will say, you're playing with.
It's a double-edged.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's going to win.
It's a slippery slope.
But the thing is, how you saying that, and how the whole league decided to get vaccinated, except for like 5%, 3%, it's under 10.
Yes, it's 94.
Yeah.
That's what he said today.
Right.
So it's under 10. So the whole thing is this. That's because they chose to do that. Some of them chose to do it because of the check. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own reasons.
Right.
But the way I look at it is this. We playing basketball this year. Shout out to the 75th season of the NBA. So glad it's there.
75.
But shit, there was also the 74th. And there was also the 73rd that completed.
Right.
That's my whole thing. And everybody wasn't required to be vaccinated during them seasons.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Specifically the 74th, because we were
So
actually in the thick of the pandemic.
That's another point that you can make. So we just had a 75 game season last year, and this wasn't required.
Yeah.
And everybody was okay. The protocols were still the fucking same.
Right. They even had a bubble to protect.
The protocols are still fucking the same. So now you're making this shit mandated. So there's so many ways that you could, like, Kyrie got a strong point, man. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't disagree.
He's going to end up shooting that hoop.
I don't necessarily. I don't think so.
I think so.
And the reason why, again, I don't want to get too much off of the NBA piece. I know we gonna talk about the NFL here in a second, but look at Cam Newton.
Kyrie might be playing before Ben Simmons.
Fucking guy. Way to put that piece in there. But listen, hear me out though, right? Cam Newton. We all know he's not the same player that he once was, but he can still start in the NFL.
Yeah, that's
the COVID situation. The COVID situation
that's New England.
Is what got him out of New England. They may have used that as an excuse.
They set him up.
I don't think so.
They set him up.
Did
waited
you watch
on
his interviews? With him talking about
I did.
They set him up.
I did actually.
Okay.
But
I'm saying approved. This is a team approved doctor that you went to.
The point
Man, they set him up.
Hear me out though.
They want a mac and cheese.
Hear me out though. The team may have set him up. I to a certain extent agree with that. But it was his second run-in with the COVID situation. Last year he missed games because he got COVID.
Who did he play for last year?
New England. Okay, but hold on. You got to think about we were in the thick of everything, right? So it was the COVID situation last year and this year. That's twice. They may have implemented some things. They may have set them up. You can say whatever you want to say, but the point I'm trying to make is the COVID situation matters when you're an athlete. It's going to determine how this team moves forward with you. Remember, this is $1 billion organization. You are, yes, making millions. However,
let me ask you this real quick.
I'm not sacrificing $1 billion organization for you just because of what either one.
So let me ask you this.
Is put in place my protocol and or what I choose to tell my team to do.
Let me ask you this.
It's a part of the
stability and his availability in NFL.
Quick question.
It's a part of it.
Quick question.
NBA too.
So we're talking about Cam Newton right now. We're talking about Kyrie. Both great superstars.
Great players.
But let me ask you this.
Right.
Let's just, you know what I'm saying, twist it up a little bit. Just
okay.
Instead of it being Cam Newton, let's say it was Tom Brady that didn't want to take it. And Aaron Rodgers.
Good point.
You talking about that privilege?
So what's going on with the league now?
I think so.
I'm just saying. And as for NBA, instead of it being Kyrie, let's say it was LeBron and Giannis.
But it was LeBron. We saw what happened.
No, let's say LeBron decided that he didn't want to take it.
Oh, okay.
When he didn't want to take it.
Yeah.
If he didn't want to take it, let's say LeBron was taking the Kyrie stance right now.
But
you saying the Lakers want to have him playing right now?
I think LeBron has a little bit more cachet and a little bit more political pull.
Well, here's the thing.
And he has a little different pull.
He had the liquor party last year. He got away with it.
But hold on. But here's the thing. Do you truly believe? So let me ask you this, right? The problem and this is where I kind of got to interject, because for me, you saying that as a one-off,
Kyrie ain't gonna stop the league.
But hold on. But the reality of it is, these guys are team play. Number one, they're team players. They're going to do it. If that was the case, they're taking the fucking shot.
Well, Cam took the shot. No, he didn't. Cam didn't take the shot.
No, he didn't.
Cam didn't take the shot, but Parcells never won him.
I mean, Belichick, but I got you.
Oh, yeah, Belichick. Excuse me. Belichick never won him. Tom just left. Nobody else was on the market.
But to what you're trying to say is, when you talk about these superstars, the people that are the face of the league.
Right.
Cam,
essentially,
okay, right.
They are team players. They're not going to do that. I guarantee you. I have to interject because I do feel like you have a point. Let's just say that, but that's a one-off. They're going to take the shot. They're not going to go against the grain.
Aaron Rodgers.
He's not going against the grain.
But LeBron tried it though a little bit because he didn't want to let people know that he took it or not.
Yeah, but he's going to take it.
But I know, but they kept on pounding him until he finally revealed that he did take it.
So,
but he is the face of the league. So,
right.
He is more likely gonna take it.
Right.
But that's why they chose him to be the
PC.
face of the league.
Probably letting that check go.
Well, he got a lot of checks with that spring
got a
deal.
lot of shit.
LeBron
been rich since he came out of high school.
LeBron ain't letting no
but this is
checks
different,
go.
though.
He's trying to reach a different type of rich, man.
I get it. He's trying to do billionaire status. I get it.
Almost. He's trying to reach Space Jam didn't do what he thought it was going to do.
But you got to think. He's fucking got it.
Hey, it was good, though. It was like, I like
Space Jam didn't do what he thought it was going to do.
My kids love it.
I mean, because they ain't never seen the first.
Hey,
that's true.
The piggy was going off.
Even if the kids see the first one now, they want to like it because it look like the animations are so different.
It's a little different.
Yeah,
it's digitized.
Yeah.
So I get it. My question is, lastly, just, and we got to move forward, but my question is, do you feel like there's no real right or wrong? Everybody has their own opinion.
Right, most definitely.
Do you feel like when you think about vaccination and the push to be vaccinated and things like that, when you talk about, and it's kind of what I was trying to say a little earlier, you talked about somebody very important in your life, your mom. You talk about people that you stand on the basketball court with. When does it become that I'm going to just do it because, number one, it keeps me safe, and secondly, I need to do it because I don't want to catch this shit? When does it get to that piece? Because I will say this. One, most people do it because it just seems like the best thing. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's a whoever. Maybe it's job related. Maybe it's when do we get to the point where we say, okay, we're just gonna take it just because it's it keeps me safe?
I don't see us ever getting to that point.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, it's a personal choice, and the reality of it is if you take it, it still doesn't stop you from getting it.
No, it doesn't at all.
You know what I'm saying? The recovery's better, and the symptoms is probably not as strong. But you know what I'm saying? So you still have the possibility of getting it whether you take it or don't. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I guess you're just really betting on yourself. And I guess you can't hate a person if they decide, well, it's my life, not yours, or it's their life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, whether you taking the vaccine or if you haven't taken the vaccine, you could be around somebody else that's taking the vaccine and still catch it.
It's very true.
I think it's all about education.
Yeah.
Because 9 times 10, I bet you people don't know what's in the vaccine.
Right.
And 9 times and anything. And a lot of people.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
I think we just got to understand what is the vaccine. What is the purpose of it? It's just it's putting parts of COVID or whatnot, parts of it that's not as harmful into your body so that your body, your white blood cells will have the memory of how this virus reacts in your body so that it can, when it does come to you, it'll be able to have the antibodies to attack it. So that's the purpose of a vaccine, of any vaccine, is to give you a small bit of it so your body won't be taken by it from
But you're going to need to continue to re-up that vaccine to keep it.
Booster shots.
Eventually, yeah.
You say
I
that,
mean, but that's because. But at the same time, it's unprecedented times how fast that vaccine was generated. You know what I'm saying? And you're still learning as you're doing it. So this is just a weird place to be in.
It's just a weird place. That's why I said a few episodes back, like any newborn child, I feel that's coming out of the hospital, that's just gonna be part of their birth shots.
Well, no,
or it's usually if their mama had it.
Exactly. I was just
then they're born with the antibodies.
So they good.
It's almost like the measles and the chickenpox when we was growing up.
Right.
But they don't talk about that shit no more. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That shit's not even
And
around.
I had the measles.
That shit's not around.
I had both actually.
Did you? Yeah, it's very rare that you got both. You either have the measles or the chickenpox. But yeah, it's just we in different times right now, man. Honestly,
I just remember all I could do is drink chocolate milk.
But you know what it really boils down to?
I couldn't do shit else.
I don't think none of this would have happened with the vaccine, and I'm gonna be 100 if the leader in office at the time communicated exactly what it was, what the purpose of it, and was behind it. Because of that distrust, what it is, people just don't trust. That's the problem. That is the polarizing thing with vaccine. People don't trust.
It's a lot of unknowns. People taking a vaccine gives them a sense of calm.
You think it's a placebo effect?
No, but so I will say this. You have a point when you say that, but I look at it like this. The way that I saw my people, and I can't speak for any other race, I can say my people, right? The way I seen them kind of delegate, hey, should I take it or should I not, was how long does it take to develop a vaccine? And I think the short time frame in which they said, okay, well, hey, there's a pandemic. Let's just figure this shit out, get a vaccine out. And I think that is what questioned. I don't necessarily think it was the person that was in office, although I'm not a fan of this guy. I will say
they came out with that mighty quick.
They came out with it very
But you don't think that perpetuated trust?
Where's the trial and the error in that motherfucker?
If you come up there and you confident about what this is and you're to a degree transparent.
Well, he was the most, I don't really care for him, but he was one of the most transparent motherfuckers I ever saw.
About the vaccine?
Not about the vaccine.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
About what they wanted to be transparent
we didn't
about.
have any trust. I think
that's
because
any
we don't
politician.
have trust. I know, but I'm just saying the reason why it's such a polarizing situation is because people do not trust. Right? With us, we don't trust who it comes from. Right. We don't trust the results. We don't trust. But if they would have came out and say, hey, we came up with a vaccine. This is this. It's probably around this percentage that it'll work or it might not work, but you still get a possibility to get it. But the symptoms that you receive, if you do get it after receiving the vaccine, is a lot lower. If you would have told people that straight up versus, no, you shouldn't take that, or that coming from China and this, and created all that fear around it, then we wouldn't be as polarized right now.
We got trust issues, man.
Exactly.
We the ones that's in the aisles in the stores, reading the back of the boxes to see what's in that shit.
I think it was more or less that you can say trust, but when you say trust on a leader being transparent, we're smart.
Well, the government.
The government. We've never trusted the government in anything.
Oh shit.
Let's be real.
Yes and no.
Wrong or right?
Yes and no, because you'll take the flu shot.
I've never had a flu shot. I'm vaccinated now, but for my own reasons.
Everybody got their own reasons why they decide to get vaccinated.
But I've never had a flu shot. I mean, and this is good dialogue because now you got to kind of go through and look. Okay, well, why? What's the reason? What's your take?
I wish there was a percentage of how many people are vaccinated versus how many people are vaccinated and taking the flu shot versus how many people are vaccinated and never taking the flu shot.
I'm sure that number's out there. I don't know if it's a real number. Get back to your trust statement, but I'm sure it's out there. Right?
I bet you the number that people are vaccinated is higher than the people that took the flu shot because
I'm sure because of the pressure.
Yeah.
I took the word out of my guy. Took
it right out of my mouth.
So moving right along, right? We talked a lot about NBA and things like that, right? So, but one of the things that's been in the forefront in the news, and it is under the term, in my personal opinion, discrimination. It is John Gruden, former coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. They pulled up his old emails.
When he wasn't in the NFL.
Right. To the now Washington football team, but then the Washington Redskins. And there was a lot he had to say.
There's a lot.
First, let me just say this. On a more positive note, before we dive into this is a great time in the year, right? It's the time where baseball postseason,
Everything started.
NCAA,
Every sport is going
football
on now.
is in full swing. Basketball season started as of today.
Even fucking hockey starting.
Hockey starting, right?
Shit.
So you got all of your major sports in North America going on, and then you have this, right? Which is a blow to some. Others may be like, all right, this is just some new shit that, that came up. I think what surprised me about this particular piece is the fact that there were so many different emotions involved. And we'll dive into what was said, but before we get started, my thing is like so many different takes, so many different emotions. People were like crying on television, having their own like breakdowns and things like that. And I'm just like, okay. And these are people that we see every day or every other day or every week, right?
Yep.
I thought that was very interesting. So let's talk about what was said. So in the actual email, there was, I won't say the specifics, but basically there was the word faggot used.
Yeah.
Basically
he checked every
box. He checked every box.
He checked every box.
Talk about race. You talk about the LGBT community.
Yeah, he checked every box. He made sure.
He made 100%.
He did his grammar check on that motherfucker for real.
And this is the term that's used in corporate America, right? Sent email never died.
Yeah.
So you can't just assume that, all right, I sent this out and then there's never going to be any type of paper trail or digitized trail or what have you, right? Your thoughts? I mean, how? Because in my personal opinion, I really truly think, and I'll dive in. I will expound on this. But in my personal opinion, I feel like this is the norm.
Yeah, man.
This is just some shit we don't see. I feel like a lot of these owners, head coaches, all of them do bullshit. They all have a racist bone or,
yep,
like you said, a misogynistic bone.
I agree 1,000% with this shit. So pretty much what this shit is John Gruden was the goddamn the sacrificial lamb for this situation. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying.
Oh, a lot of motherfuckers is cleaning out their inbox.
That's like you
also,
said.
he's still getting paid because his contract was guaranteed, right?
Well, Al Davis gonna make sure he still gets money because he didn't want to fire him.
That's why
Al Davis said,
because at
let
the, end
the
of the
NFL tell him.
But
No.
that's probably why he was the scapegoat.
Yeah, he's the scapegoat at the end of the day because why? He wasn't a coach when this shit happened
At all.
At
he
all.
was a sportscaster.
Yeah, he was a sportscaster, so he wasn't related to any teams. Him to be able to send emails out like that's a normal shit. That's just like clearly that's like a good morning text.
Yeah, that's my point. That's what I'm saying.
Boy.
This is a normal. This is obviously
WYD.
normal, right?
I mean, it's a good old boys club.
Yeah, so
Right. It's a part of what is in their normal conversation.
but at the end of the day, see, and that's the crazy part. Like we done focused on the folks done came on to John Gruden,
Right.
but the situation was the Washington. They didn't even got a team name
Washington
yet.
football team.
The Washington
Right.
football team.
Formerly
let's
the
get a
Redskins.
name. Shit. Let's figure shit out. Let's get a
figure
fucking
out our
name.
logo.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's
Let's get this shit together.
They're
over
really
here in
looking like
Washington.
a pro Alabama
So
retired
to
team.
take the way I'm looking at this shit is to take the heat off of them. They threw John Gruden under the fucking bus. You know what I'm saying? So now nobody under their organization now is under any type of heat right now. Motherfuckers was sweating, but you know what? John Gruden gonna bite this bullet.
Yeah.
For the
And
NFL.
get paid.
For the for the NFL.
He's gonna still get
You know
paid.
what I'm saying? So no, that's why everybody was crying. Oh shit, we all dead. Everybody's about to be fired. If that was the case,
All right, so
ain't nobody safe.
So I think that I think, and I want to make sure we talk about the crime piece, because what I meant by that piece was, and I think there's validity in what you say when you talk about everybody is in the Washington football team. Yeah,
They got a whole nother scandal going on against them.
I'm
so
sure
the league was investigating them. We're not talking about them no more. Why? Now because the attention has been put to.
Yeah, he's
That's
taking
right.
I get what you're saying. On
Took
that.
the heat off that whole organization as a whole.
And so what was surprising to me was the emotions behind some of the people that either formerly had worked for him or had been around him, that type of thing, or just had to encounter something of that same, stature. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, you've had all this time
That's what I'm looking at it like.
to say exactly what you felt.
You ain't never said shit.
You've never said anything. And then at this point in time, because this person is under fire,
Right. Now you want to say
now you have that, it's damn near like a Me Too.
something. Yeah. That's why I don't,
I mean, obviously, I don't want people to, take that
I want them to,
out of consideration and think I'm saying, okay, well, this is no. But if you look at it, why wait till now?
Don't pull nothing up on me.
Is it right? What's going on? So I'm not a fan of coming out
He was a sacrificial
after all of the shit comes out. When the shit hits the fan, now you have your leeway to go and say, all right, I'm not a fan. I never liked this person. This is something that was said to me, yada, yada, yada. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I never will agree
But what's
with
your
it.
thoughts on Keyshawn Johnson? Because he's been calling it
Keyshawn Johnson,
since the beginning.
Well, shit, he looked like what he been claimed to be.
Yeah, I agree.
And you ain't supposed to judge a book by its cover. I'm sorry.
But that's also something that I think when I say, this is a norm. This is not something that just came up overnight. This motherfucker been like this. And most of the people that have a say-so, most of these, when you think about the NFL, you got a handful of black coaches. There are no black owners.
No.
Not one majority holder in the NFL. And so this is a normal thing with any organization. I'll be there, I guarantee you, and I'm a huge Cowboys fan. But go pull up, like they say on the internet, go pull up Jerry Jones shit over the years.
Right. But I mean, the way I'm looking at this, like
right, wrong or right.
I mean, you're right.
This is the same league that we had an issue with the kneeling.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
John Gruden bit the bullet.
Yeah.
So nobody else would be put. You know what I'm saying? Because Al Davis clearly said, "Well, if that's the case, pull up everybody's." Oh, the NFL shut that shit down quick, didn't it?
I'm sure they did.
No, we don't want to do that. We're just gonna leave it up. We're just gonna put it here on Gruden, make sure he get paid all his money, and try to.
Almost certain that they buried all of that.
Al Davis quickly said, "Pull up everybody's shit."
Yeah. Let the NFL tell them. They have all the answers.
We'll have a whole new league right now.
Right.
But do you think that's right? As a devil's advocate, do you think that's right to be able to go into the emails like that? I don't think that.
Because
that privacy situation gets sticky.
I can't. I think it is right.
I don't think so.
It's like this. If you sent it as a company email, like if you sent it to like .watchtheredskins.com type shit, hell yeah, they got the right. Now, if you sent it to his own personal email file, that's different. Depending on what email account you sent it from and what email account you sent it to, it's almost like being at a job. If you send certain shit from your job to another email, they got the right to see all that shit.
But the reality of it is
right.
The reality of it is if you leaked it or if you are the person that's responsible for, that's
hey man
that because we don't know.
You gotta do that shit right. But clearly
we will probably never know.
Hey man,
because it's not going to trial. There's no evidence.
This shit is over with.
It's over. I said that
John Gruden was a sacrificial lamb. Everybody was sweating for me.
He knew already. I feel like he already knew.
Well,
he had his statements already ready.
Somebody had it out for him.
I'm sure. I mean, he pissed somebody off along the way.
Yeah, somebody had it out for him.
Yeah,
this is the way you get it done.
Interesting to see. I'm sure there's more to come. I know that, like you mentioned, Washington football team is under scrutiny.
Man, they need to hurry up and get a name and shit.
But I feel like there may be more to come. There's some other sportscasters' names. I don't know if they're going to dive into the investigation like that, but we'll see. Hey, either way, I want to talk about when you look at how people are discriminated upon, right? So you look at that particular email. You talk about the LGBTQ community, and then
and an I at the end. By the way, go ahead.
Sorry, I got it. I'm not great with the alphabets like that. I was never good at reading like that.
I got you.
Yeah. With that being said, you got that piece right, and then you also have racial discrimination. We're accustomed to it in America. We know that piece exists. Talk about here's the thing on his team. There's an openly gay player, by the name of Carl Nassib. So if you're in that situation, and it's just a real quick piece. If you're in that situation, you're an openly gay player, and as hard as it is in the NFL, you know how even harder it is in a personal situation to come out and also be amongst people in the locker room. So when you have that, I'm sorry,
he ain't the only one in the league.
No, he's not, but he's the only one openly at the moment.
And that's why John Gruden kept his ass.
Yeah, I'm sure.
See them jersey sales? See that popularity rate that went up? No, that's fact.
No, I don't disagree. It's funny because
the email says something totally different.
A whole different situation.
But when Buddy came out,
yeah,
you seen how his popularity?
Absolutely.
Ain't nobody heard of him for real.
Yeah, they even had the clip.
Journeyman.
They had the clip from him in Hard Knocks.
Right, he was on Cleveland or some shit, wasn't he?
Nah, it was with the Raiders, but I'm just saying they had a clip. They brought the clip back just because of what was going on.
Right, but I remember like 2 or 3 seasons ago, he was on Hard Knocks in Cleveland. I think he got cut.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He a journeyman.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now he won the top selling jerseys. Hell yeah,
that's gonna happen.
Let's put the fans in the stands.
That's gonna happen. And so that's I mean, you kind of took it right out of me. Like, that's gonna happen. There's gonna be a people that's gonna rally behind him, right? Support him.
Right.
And you see that. I guess my thoughts are, how do you see it affecting, in the future? Like, what happens now? What's the next, situation?
My thing is, people act like it's not already happening. What do you think about the WNBA?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if you need a blueprint, there you go.
I get it.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm thinking like, and that's what I said in the beginning. It's already happened. This is something that we see. They're probably doing this shit every day. But what I mean by what happens next is, it's only a matter of time when we see the next instance. How does a team now get behind?
I don't think so.
No, it'll happen again. But
I don't think so.
Why not?
Not like, come on, just because. I mean,
and it's just dialogue. I'm only asking.
Honestly, I just don't see it happening a lot like that in sports. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You play football.
Yeah.
You know what it's like in the locker room.
Right.
You saying what would happen again?
But I'm saying, so this instance with John Gruden,
the coming out.
The coming out?
Not the coming out.
Okay.
Or again, fired.
I'm talking about the John Gruden email, that type of thing coming out again, right? I'm saying that.
I don't think that's going to come out again.
I think it will.
Because
it's a matter of time.
I guarantee they're going to have some type of meeting, and there's going to be some type of new rule, or there's going to be some type of new.
Okay. So maybe there's a rule in place.
They're going to fix this.
Some type of privacy, security,
the owners,
cybersecurity.
The owners
they're going to baby them.
Once the situation happens, they find a way to prevent it from happening again.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah. Confidential.
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
They're gonna watch.
Yeah.
Another thing is now media will somewhat be controlled to a certain extent. That was kind of where I was going.
Yeah, I don't see this. I don't see this as because it's a bad look for the league.
It is that.
And this is a league that's still trying to recover from Colin Kaepernick.
Because the NBA right now is
shining.
Just killing them.
Shining.
And from a league to league.
People don't even want to play football no more. Right.
Social injustices and social issues, things that come up. NBA is by far like.
NBA is fucking global. You got to think.
And that's saying a lot from $1 billion
football is only an American sport anyway.
Right.
Right. But also the easiness of playing it. You know, how many people you need to play football versus how many people you need to play basketball.
I get it.
And then in any other country, you just put a bucket up and a ball.
Oh, shit, look at them checks, too.
Yeah, it's totally different. But you also...
longevity.
Yeah.
NFL's there for not for long. Shit.
Nope. And they don't pay them.
Hell no. And that shit ain't guaranteed after the first and second contract.
That's
first, second season.
Yeah, no, it's not. Because you see how they let go of...
Oh, they'll cut your ass quick.
Right.
It's the modern day gladiator.
Yeah.
Cut your ass quick.
Very true. You see the arenas filled
That's why
up.
I said the best availability is availability at the end of the day for the NFL.
Yeah.
You can get hurt in the NBA. Okay. Take your time.
They'll wait on your ass. Shit.
Look at KD.
Yeah. But KD is special. Super special.
But still, anybody.
I get it, but that's KD.
Yeah.
That's KD.
Look how they did Tom Brady.
That's Tom Brady.
That's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Right.
But Tom Brady versus Tom Brady.
And he had how many rings? He's the GOAT.
He is 7.
Man, I don't even like the guy. That's Tom Brady.
That's fucking Tom Brady, right?
I'm a Dolphins fan. He beat us
in the same fucking state right now.
Shit.
Hey, I will say it was a pleasure. Great dialogue, DC, Trez. Again, we got a lot more to talk about. DC, I know you're going to be back with us next week. We 100% appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Like that shirt, by the way.
Appreciate y'all having me.
To the great.
Whitney.
Got to.
Yeah.
Got to, always.
If you really want to know how to sing, go listen to some of that shit right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, again, episode 39. For all of our listeners, all of our people that view us week in and week out, thank you so much for your support. We 100% appreciate you all.
UnMask'D podcast.
Absolutely. Cognac crew. Thank you again, DC. Trez.
You know what it is.
DJ D Spins. Once again, we at it. See y'all next week.
Shout out to my boy P.
Absolutely. P, we love you, man. We out.
Salute.
Salute.
Life. For every little black child, this is life. For every single parent, this is life. For every brother behind bars, this is life. Hold your head.